Hello, my beautiful light brights. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Neon Noir, at Miss Neon Noir on all social platforms. I am a half Italian, half Canadian drag queen living in Belgium, and today we are rating the looks of Drag Race Italia, Season 3, Episode 2, so let's get into it. Let's go! We are going to be playing my favorite game, FAB or DRAB. FAB, where we say if we love the look, or DRAB, whether we hate it. This week's runway theme is Walk of Fame. Each queen is serving an iconic movie look. So let's get into it. Now, I am going to be doing these in a random order, basically the order I save them on my computer. So in no particular order, first up, we have Vezirja. And Vezirja is serving you La Dolce Vita, a famous Italian film that actually I think won an Oscar or something. And I say that having never watched the film and having to Google what the hell she was wearing. So all the Italians in the chat will probably hate me for not knowing this movie, but I can only go by the garment and not the reference material, unfortunately, for this first one. She looks beautiful, but she looks old. And I think that this is a common theme with Vezirja so far. I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, but she hasn't given me anything really modern or chic yet. So I'm still waiting for it. Overall, she looks decent. She looks good. It's not my favorite, and I don't think it's good enough for Drag Race Italia. I understand there's probably a lot of references in it, but I would definitely like for it to go a little bit extra. This is drag. You're not recreating a movie. You are making a drag queen interpretation of it. So go all out. The one thing I will say is, though, she is wearing this fur thing, which is something I wish La Prada would have worn last week. But you can't win them all. So for Vezirja, I am going to be telling her it's a drab for me, honey. Better luck next time. So next up, we have Krania, and Krania is serving you Kill Bill realness, and she looked stunning. She took the idea of Kill Bill, which is a simple, beautiful bodysuit, and then brought it up. She added all of the jewels and the crystals on it. She made interesting cutouts on the side to really give it that drag edge. The only thing I would have really, really wished is if she had actually made this out of like leather or latex, because that would have just brought it up to the next expensive level. But she looks good in it. The only issue I have with this look is that some of the other queens are really bringing it up, so I'm not sure how this one will stand out amongst all of the rest of them. But individually, if I saw it on stage, I would be living and loving it. So for Krania, it is definitely a fab from me. Next up, we have Sheeva, and Sheeva is giving you spooky, scary, not skeletons, but dreadful clowns. She is serving it. This is really interesting because I don't know if I love it or hate it. I love the outfit. I think that she took the idea of it and made it drag because it is feminine. The hair's cool. There's 2 issues I have with this look, and the issue I have with this look is that you can see the bald cap. It wasn't really placed properly. You can see it was attached to the hair, so that was not loving it. And I find that she gets lost in the makeup. She really went for the character, and I appreciate her going there, but you miss the beauty that is Sheeva. I wish she would have done it in a little bit more of a fashion sense, taken inspiration, but maybe not gone full costume, full clown. So that is where I teeter-totter. But overall, I am still going to say it's going to have to be a fab for me. Next up, we got Silvana della Magliana. I hope I'm saying that better. I was practicing some of the names, but I'm not sure I got this one. And Silvana is giving you the Cher fantasy. She is giving you Burlesque, the movie with Christina Aguilera that, only the gays watch. And she looks great. I will say that compared to last week, she's done such a huge improvement. And I will say even her makeup looks so much younger than it did before. She's probably like taped her face or something to give you that Cher look. But honestly, she should keep this look as her permanent drag because it really makes a nice character. Again, I would have liked to see a little bit more. This is drag, so I would have loved to see like the whole suit done in sequin fabric as opposed to the regular fabric, just to really catch the light and give us that extra moment. And maybe even made the bottom of the cape go all the way to the floor to really accentuate that cape moment. But she looks good. If this was any other queen, I probably would have drabbed it. But considering what Silvana has been giving us this last 2 episodes, I'm going to have to give her a fab because I can see she's trying and it's getting better and better. And I hope she can at least get better next episode. So for today, it's going to be a fab, but like just a mild fab. Next, we have Morgana Cosmica serving you Back to the Future realness in this Doc-inspired outfit. Now, I won't lie, until she told me it was Back to the Future, I didn't get it. Now that she said it, I can see all the reference pieces. She's got the gray hair inspired by Doc's outfit. She's got the long trench, and she's got some of the little gadgets on her. And she's definitely leaning into the 80s sort of aesthetic, which I also appreciate because it gives a sort of camp version to it. Now, the problem I have is that I didn't recognize it, and it's a movie I know, so I should have recognized it. And the reason why I don't recognize it is because she took away too many of the main characteristics that make Doc Doc. So, Doc is iconically known for wearing white. And she went with yellow. Yes, he does wear yellow in the movie, so this is factually correct. But it's not what I immediately think of when I think of Doc or Back to the Future. Additionally, she's got this jumpsuit underneath with all the crazy stripes, which is probably reference to the car or something like that. But it takes it away from the character. And already she's doing a gender bender character. So when you're doing a gender bender character, you really have to be as iconic as possible because the gender is already changing up what you would already think of. I immediately started thinking of which female characters do I know until I realized, oh, it was a male character. And then I had to realize that it was Doc. It's a lot of steps. So I would have kept the hair. I would have kept the gadgets. I would have kept all the little accessories. I would have actually kept pretty much the whole look. The only thing I would have said is I would have wished it was done in white, and then I think it would have been more understood as opposed to this yellow and brown color that she has going on. Overall, I'm going to be a little bit harsh, and I'm going to say it's a drab for me, but like a soft drab. And the main reason is I just didn't get it. But I love the jacket. I love the hair. I'd wear both of those. Hopefully she can turn it up next week. Next, we have Sissy Lea, and Sissy Lea is serving you The Godfather. I didn't get this look originally. I had to Google what she was doing. And don't hate me, but I've never actually watched The Godfather, so maybe that's why I didn't get it. That being said, I think it's really genius. And this is the difference here between her and Morgana. She took this male character and made it very drag. She turned it into a dress. She kept rhinestones everywhere to counterbalance the mustache. She was really playing with that mask femme energy. So even though I didn't get it, I can appreciate the look and I can appreciate where she was going with it. And so for that reason, I am definitely going to give it a fab. Next, we got Melissa Bianchini, and Melissa Bianchini is giving you the centaur from the Chronicles of Narnia, but making it a little bit dark, making it a little bit spooky, making it that warrior princess. A little bit Xena in there, maybe? I don't know. I think it's so good. It is such a look. If you took off the center part of it and she just came out as like her womanly vibe, I would still love it. And that's just the power of what she's done with the entire garment and with the makeup. She really brought you to this fantasy. Is it a little bit costume? Yes, because of the back piece, but it is so fashion at the same time. And honestly, it is beyond anything. And this is why I watch Drag Race, is to see this kind of drag, because you will not see that in any club. You will not see that in any bar. This is only made for shows like this. If you didn't guess it already, it is definitely a fab from me. Next up, we have Lightning Aurora, and she is giving you The Little Mermaid. So, first, I guess I have to apologize for my last episode, because in my last episode, I was telling you, oh, she's doing this Disney thing on her entrance. I don't even know who she is. I don't get it. I really trashed her, and this week she's coming back with another Disney fairy tale fantasy So clearly this is her drag, and she does have an understanding of who she is, and she does get it. I think, prematurely judging her. Now, going to this Little Mermaid fantasy, I've seen so many drag queens do Little Mermaid, so it's hard to do Little Mermaid to that next level. We just had the premiere of The Little Mermaid this summer, and every drag queen was on that red carpet, and every drag queen was trying to outdo each other. If I saw this compared to some of those other looks, I would say some of those other looks really turned it out more than she did. So, does it look good? Yes. Will I fab it? No. I won't fab it because I've seen Little Mermaids better, and that's the problem with taking things that are too well done. If you are going to go on a show like Drag Race, I really think you got to go with a reference that everybody knows, but a reference that everybody knows that not everybody really knows. Not that every other queen would do it. And The Little Mermaid, unfortunately, is that, and I've seen much, much better versions of it. So for that reason, I'm going to have to drab it, but she does look good. Next up, we have La Prada, and La Prada is giving you Carmen Miranda fantasy, a little bit of this like showgirl sort of vibe, and you know, going from her last runway to this one, she's definitely improved so much, so I definitely see the vision. It still feels a little bit unfinished to me. I think for this one, I think it would have been better with bigger eyelashes, because the costume is so much that I feel like you have to overdo it with your makeup. I also think I would have preferred this with some sort of boobs as opposed to going flat chested. I'm not saying you need like big Jimbo bazongas, but I definitely think that it would have filled out a little bit better at the top. And I would have liked this to be longer and really hit the floor trailing. Maybe it's not how the original was done, but I think that it would have added that little extra drama to it. So very close, but not there yet. And for that reason, I am also going to have to go with drab on this one. Next, we have Lina Galore, and Lina Galore is serving you Psycho! And this is so genius. She didn't take a character from movie. She took the most iconic scene of a movie and just turned it into a moment. The shower curtain is the dress. Her gloves have water dripping from them. Her shoes got that little bit of blood on it. Her hair looks wet, and she's wearing the shower curtain. This is amazing. I freaking love this thing. You know what? In the last episode, I was like, I have to watch this queen. I don't know this queen, but I have to watch her, and she just proved me right. This is what I expected. She looked phenomenal. She served the moment. She got it. Even if you don't get it, you can appreciate the camp factor of it all. And for that reason, it is a fab 100%. Next, we have Leila Yarn serving you The Greatest Showman. Leila had the 2-in-1 outfit, which I really appreciate, but I feel like neither of them were fantastic. They were both fine outfits. They were both factually accurate to the movie. I just wished for a little bit more, a little extra, just because you're on the stage of Drag Race. When you think of this compared to Leila Yarn or to Melissa Bianchini or even Krania, who did a simple outfit but just brought those extra little details, I think that that's what this is missing for me. For example, if this fabric was just a little bit more ornate instead of just plain one color, I think just that little detail would have just taken it over the top and brought it there. Or if her shoes were just like fully bedazzled, it would have brought it there. She looks good, but it's not my favorite. And we're talking about drag here. This is not like a Halloween costume, you know what I mean? As a Halloween costume, she would have blown it out of the water. Everybody would have thought she was perfect. At a club, everybody would have thought she was perfect. But on the stage of RuPaul's Drag Race, I think that you really have to think to outdo your fellow competitors, and she didn't. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a drab. Next, we have Sypario. And thank you to that person who commented on my video last time, who was telling me I was pronouncing it wrong. Sorry, I might still be pronouncing it wrong, but I'm trying. So thank you for watching. But Sypario is serving you Hairspray, and they are giving you the whole thing, the biggest hair in the world, the biggest can of Hairspray. And the other thing that I really love about Sypario is they stuck to their drag. You know, in the first episode, they said that they were a theater kid. Both of the other outfits were super camp and super theater. And here we go with this Hairspray outfit. They're giving you super camp theater as well. So as much as I don't really love the individual dress, but I do love the overall vibe, and I do get the message, and it is camp, it is Sypario, it is good enough for the stage of Drag Race Italia, and that is why I'm giving it a fab. So which one's my favorite? For me, it's a little bit of a toss-up. It's either between Melissa Bianchini and her Chronicles of Narnia, or it's between Lina Galore and her Psycho moment. Although I really love what Melissa did, we have seen the Centaur done on Canada's Drag Race by Pitya, so it wasn't new in that sense, while Lina's was. Even though they were both fantastic. Ultimately, I'm gonna go with Lina Galore and her Psycho moment. It was so original. It's just something I've never seen or would have ever thought of. What is your favorite? Comment down below. I'm reading all the comments. And so that is it for today's episode. If you like this video, please subscribe and like the video. It means a lot to me. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 followers by the end of this series, if that's possible. So fingers crossed. So tell your friends and let me know. And if you're not already, follow me on all social platforms. My name is @MissNeonNoir, and I'll see you next week when we rate the next episode. Bye!